once knew a madman. He roped a bear single-handedly, had all 4 wisdom teeth yanked from his mouth without a single anesthetic, and walked to school both ways in the snow for 6 years straight without any shoes. And he was also known to exaggerate a little bit. For as long as I can remember, this man has been a part of my life, and even in death, his memories stay with me. This man is my Grandpa Bill, and he is the hardest working, most incredible person I've ever met. And I think in ways he's a person that everyone can relate to and everyone knows. So I'm going to pass this picture around of him. And he was just a young lass. He's not the one in the Navy uniform, but he's the one without a shirt on. And that was taken a long time ago. He was born in the 1940s. My grandpa was a hard-working, all-American cowboy, born in Idaho in the 1940s, and he lived there his entire life. Like I said, he was the hardest working person I've ever met in my life. He ran a cattle ranch, obviously with a ton of cattle and just a plethora of other animals. He had horses that he was always tending to, goats, chickens. On top of that, he ran 2 restaurants that he was there to maintain every day and help out with whatever they needed help with. And I never saw him take a day off in all the years that I knew him, because he just didn't like to relax. He liked to be going all the time. I remember he used to take me and my sister on the rides to go herd the cattle with him, and we'd be on the hillside for just hours at a time herding his cattle, and one cow would go off in a random direction, and he would just let off a string of swear words that I've never even heard before. So that's where I learned how to cuss. He was a little rough around the edges, but he did love his family and his friends more than anything. And in fact, there wasn't anything that he wouldn't do for someone. It doesn't matter if he knew you or not. He was just that kind of person. One time he woke up in the middle of the night to a guy breaking into his truck, and so he grabbed his gun, he ran outside, and said, "What are you doing? Get out of my truck." So the guy came out with his hands up, and he was like, "Okay, sorry, I'm in your truck, but my vehicle's broken down the road. This is the middle of the night." And so instead of calling the cops or, beating the guy or shooting at him, my grandpa grabbed his toolbox, threw in the truck, and went and fixed this guy's truck in the middle of the night and sent him on his way. And that's just the kind of person he was. He didn't ever give a second thought being kind to people. He talked to everyone in his restaurants. If you'd never been there before, when you walked in, he'd walk up to you, pat you on the back, and strike up a conversation like your old friends. That was just his way of doing things. And he really taught me to see the good in everyone, because he never judged anyone based on their looks or what they had done or anything. He was always there to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and see the good in people. And as much as I would love for my children to grow up with him and for him to teach them everything that he taught me, he passed away last year due to cancer. He was actually battling kidney cancer for a while, and he won the battle with that. And a year later, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. He wasn't able to overcome that. But even in the days preceding his death, he was still just going like he's always been. He never tried to quit, until a couple days before. He was still trying to do everything he could, on the ranch, the restaurants, everywhere. And even on his deathbed, he had no regard for himself. He was just concerned about all of us and how we were so sad. And it really showed how much respect he had and how many friends he had at his funeral, because at his funeral it was the biggest funeral turnout I've ever seen in my life. The chapel was full of people, the hallways in the chapel were completely filled, and also the parking lot outside there was just people standing everywhere, just even though they couldn't be in the funeral, just there to show their support. And each and every single one of those people could have told you a story about my grandpa, how they met, or just some funny story about him. So, in summary, my grandpa was the kindest person I've ever met, and although he's passed on, his memories still live with me and my family, and he always will. So, thank you.